DJ Price. I'm a DJ, music producer, and fashion entrepreneur. I've been DJing since I was in high school, practicing every chance I had, and I had one opportunity to open for a prominent DJ in a popular New York City nightclub. My career kind of just snowballed from there. We started Reason Clothing about 6 years ago in my East Village apartment. We screen printed a bunch of t-shirts in my living room and sold them to the best boutiques in the city. Today we're sold at over 50 stores in over 10 international markets. It's funny how they do cross over and influence each other. Some of our biggest deals have been brokered in nightclubs. There's far too many amazing nights to list just one. On any given night, I'm playing for some of the industry's top tastemakers, from Jay-Z and Kanye West to Leonardo DiCaprio, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Bono. One of my fondest memories as a designer came when I went to Japan and seeing my clothing in boutiques over there. It was kind of shocking to be recognized in the street for being a designer of Reason Clothing. I'm always inspired by my fellow 4am DJs. DJ AM was always one of my favorite DJs. The way he orchestrated his sets always pushed me to be more creative and allow myself to open up in front of the audience. I would love to produce music and even design clothing with Mark Ronson. His sound has always been reflective of his personality and style, something I've always been a fan of. A typical day for me is long and tedious. I go to sleep at 5 a.m. and wake up at 10 a.m. I'm in constant contact with my manager Adam Alpert and my business partner Phil Bassis. I go to the club around midnight, always with a Red Bull, and don't stop for the next 5 hours. My favorite cities to travel to are always a toss-up between Miami, Florida, and Hollywood, California. In Hollywood, it's very fast-paced and glamorous. My favorite nightclub over there is Truesdale. I'll always stop by at the Black Bandit shop, which is a tattoo, beauty parlor, and clothing boutique. It's run by one of my good friends, Dan Regan. He also promotes at some of the best clubs in the city. In Miami, Florida, the energy is always high and the clubs don't close till 5 a.m. I'll always stop off at the sandwichery shop for a nice sandwich. My favorite mode of transportation is always a black SUV with my closest friends and some hot chicks. I'm working on right now some remixes for Mia Moretti for her track So Beautiful, as well as a remix for Theophilus London off his new album Times Are Weird These Days. I also have an EP coming out of some original productions. It's a little indie dance meets new disco. A night in the club with me is a musical journey. I always have intentions of keeping the energy high, but always keeping your attention intrigued and mixing it up with new songs, old song, retro hits, and classics. I've always described DJing as telling a story with my musical selections. I'm always very gracious and humble whenever I meet someone who's been a fan of my work. I always hand out business cards and music CDs. I'll always take a picture with someone or try and stay in contact so they can always come out and hear me play whenever possible.